Igraspers, welcome back on this week's news capsule. Strong people stand up for themselves, but the strongest people stand up for others. So get ready and always step up. The highlights of this week's news capsule are Indian Railways to introduce private trains in phases. Assam's flooding leads to several rare rhinos dying at Kaziranga Park. China blows up a dam to ease flood risk. 100-year-old British World War II veteran knighted by Queen Elizabeth. First Arab space mission to Mars launches from Japan. Internet search engine Ecosia celebrates planting 100 million trees. Indian Grandmaster P. Harikrishna wins Chess960 event at BAL Festival. And last but not the least, a very exciting F2 segment. Let's begin with news from India.
Indian Railways plans to introduce private trains in phases. They plan to introduce the first 12 by 2023 and all the remaining 151 by 2027. 70% of these private trains will be manufactured in India and will be designed for maximum speed to reduce the journey time by around 10 to 15%. Indian Railways passengers can now certainly look forward to faster, more comfortable and world-class travel experiences in the coming years.
Igraspers, the flood situation in Assam continues to remain critical, with most of the rivers, including the Brahmaputra and the Barak, flowing way above the danger mark. The floods in Assam have submerged 85% of the Kaziranga National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and home to at least 2,400 one-horned rhinoceros. This year's deluge is said to be the 6th heaviest in the park's history, and animal toll may rise further. Last week, Mrinal Saikia, Assam's MLA, was applauded for his brave rescue efforts while he strode through waist-deep water to rescue stranded people and livestock in flood-affected areas of Assam. The National Disaster Response Force (NDRF) is carrying out massive rescue operations in the state to shift people to relief camps. Tough times don't last forever. This too shall pass soon.
With floods hitting most parts of Assam in India, our neighbor China is dealing with soaring water levels as well. Chinese authorities blew up part of a dam on Chu River, a tributary of the Yangtze River in Anhul province, to relieve flood pressure as heavy rains continue to swell rivers across parts of the country. The blasting of the dam was expected to reduce the level by about 70 centimeters or 28 inches, and the released water was being channeled into 2 downstream storage points. Major cities have been spared so far, but concern has risen over Wuhan and other downstream metropolises that are home to tens of millions of people. Igraspers, nature around the world, is probably responding to the atrocities done by mankind. What do you think?
England's Queen Elizabeth II knighted 100-year-old World War II veteran Captain Tom Moore, who became a national celebrity by raising millions for the UK's National Health Service, also known as the NHS. As cited in the Igraasp News capsule in April, Moore raised almost £33 million by walking laps of his backyard as a tribute to doctors and nurses. Tom Moore received a knighthood after a special nomination from Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He was knighted in an outdoor ceremony in Windsor Castle. This ceremony also marked the Queen's return to her public duties after the coronavirus pandemic. Now it's time for some new beginnings and developments in our new science segment.
Last year in March, Toyota and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, began to collaborate to develop a pressurized electric rover for space exploration. Now NASA, the US's Space Development Agency, has joined efforts with JAXA for a moon mission. JAXA and Toyota will design the rover, which will then carry astronauts to be sent to the moon by 2024. Since the astronauts shall stay in the rover itself, they'll be able to move around easily and don't need to take inflatable tents or set up underground bases. A launch date for the rover hasn't been announced yet, but it is not expected before 2029 since great amounts of research and effort need to go into its development. We'll just have to wait and watch, friends. This could be a great step forward in our exploration of the world around us.
The first Arab space mission took place among uncertain times, with a rocket from Japan being blasted off to Mars last week. The name of the mission is Hope and Al-Amal in Arabic, and it is lifted from the Tanegashima Space Center in southern Japan. Its mission is to study Mars's atmosphere and is expected to reach Mars orbit by February 2021, marking the 50th anniversary of the unification of the UAE. This mission is the Arabic nation's first attempt to go to another planet. Years of hard work and dedication have surely paid off in a big way, and this is a huge accomplishment.
As the Earth is in turmoil and constant danger of natural disasters, Google CEO Sundar Pichai has introduced a new system that gives early warning for such natural disasters to ensure that we are not caught off guard. How would Google do this? Undersea cables. Currently, millions of kilometers of fiber optic cable enable information to be shared across the globe literally at the speed of light. These cables can be capable of detecting seismic activity, which is basically what causes an earthquake or a tsunami. Over the last few years, Google, through these fiber optic cables, has been able to detect moderate-sized earthquakes in Mexico and Chile. On larger scale, this development can surely make our world a safer place to live in.
In this time, when the whole world is battling with the onset of climate change, Germany-based search engine Ecosia has a novel solution. For the past 11 years, Ecosia, which is very similar to Google, has been planting 1 tree per search. Now they have reached a landmark by planting their 100 millionth tree. Over the years, most of its revenue has been used in planting trees. This worldwide initiative ranges from Nicaragua to Peru to Burkina Faso and to even Australia. This has garnered international support and admiration for its founder, Christian Kroll, who played a major role in replantation after the very devastating Amazonian forest fires. In fact, after that, the number of people using the Ecosia app doubled as well. Publicity and public good, all in one. Kudos to you, Mr. Kroll.
India's Grandmaster P. Harikrishna finished on top in the Accent US Chess960 tournament, part of the 53rd BL Chess Festival 2020. He is an Indian chess player who is the youngest Grandmaster in India on 12 September 2001. He was also Commonwealth Champion and World Junior Champion. The tournament was held despite the current situation as the organizers maintain health protocols by keeping distance between tables and sanitizing boards after each game. No spectators were allowed at the venue. Congratulations, Harikrishna. You have done Indians proud.
In an incredible happening, Anurag Tiwari, son of a marginal farmer from Uttar Pradesh, has scored a 98.2% in his CBSE Class 12 exams. What's more is that he has secured a place in New York's Cornell University, which is one of the 8 Ivy League universities in the US, with a 100% scholarship. He is now waiting for his online classes at Cornell to begin from September. Many congratulations to you, Anurag. You have proved that hard work and sheer determination surely pay off.
The joke of the day is, why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Because he was stuffed.
Can you guess who? This British author's most famed first book manuscript was rejected 12 times. Her most famous book series has sold over 500 million copies, making her one of the first people to become a billionaire through writing. She has given us interesting magical spells, a school of magic, and platform 9 3/4. Yes, you got it right. It's J.K. Rowling, author of the famous Harry Potter book series. Did you know J.K. Rowling has done a lot of charity work which earned her the British Red Cross Humanity Award in 2015?
Word of the week is terse, which means brief or using very few words. His tone was terse and yet laced with excitement.
In a brave act, 6-year-old Bridger Walker saved his little sister from a dog attack. Bridger came between a dog and his sister and was bit by the animal on his cheek and head. The little boy had to get 90 stitches at the hospital. Moved by his heroic deed, Hollywood Avengers stars Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo and Jeremy Renner sent him warm wishes. Evans even sent him Captain America's costume and the shield, along with an encouraging video message.
I'm going to track down your address and I'm going to send you an authentic Captain America shield because, pal, you deserve it.
Well done, Bridger. You are a true Avenger.
Dear Igraspers, this week let's peek into the life of Matilda. Matilda Wormwood is a 5.5-year-old girl and an avid reader who is consistently ignored by her parents. She is a gifted child whose intelligence is recognized by her school teacher, Jennifer Honey. The school is run by a cruel principal, Agatha Trunchbull. Since her intelligence is not fully used, Matilda uses her brain power to move physical objects. What? Wow! Yes! She moves objects without even touching them and helps the school against the wicked Mrs. Trunchbull. Join her adventures in this fun fantasy fiction. Read the book and share your feedback in an email.
Did you know that the world's longest land bus route was from Kolkata to London? In the 1960s, a double-decker bus called Albert carried people from London to Calcutta in India while on its way to Sydney. Crossing 11 countries and covering a distance of 16,000 kilometers, Albert was a luxury bus and the tours were called the Albert Tours.
Now for the weekly quiz. Name any 4 countries between England and India that Albert crossed. Write in your answers to us at igraasp@gmail.com.
This certificate of appreciation is presented to Riya Teal from Venkateshwar Global School Rohini for her successful participation in weekly quiz on India's leading news capsule for tweens, Igraasp. This brings us to the end of our news wrap. Igraspers, you will never have this day again. So make it count by doing small things with great love. Until we meet again, ripple goodness and declare to thrive. Namaste.